Welcome to the fourth lecture on enzyme. Today's topic is enzyme inhibition. The study of enzyme inhibitor is important because they serve as a major control mechanism in the biological system and are important for understanding of the action of several drugs used in the therapeutics, as many drugs or toxic agents act by inhibiting enzymes. A great variety of naturally occurring and synthetic compounds which have the ability to bind reversibly or irreversibly to specific enzymes and alter their activity are called inhibitors. They may be drugs, antibiotics, toxins, and antimetabolites, as well as many natural products of the enzyme reactions. Now, let us classify the inhibitors. Enzyme inhibitor may be number one reversible, under which it may be competitive, non-competitive or uncompetitive. And second one is irreversible, that may be group specific, suicide or substrate analog. Now first, reversible inhibitor. Reversible inhibitors bind to enzyme through non-covalent bonds. Reversible inhibition implies that the activity of the enzyme is restored fully when the inhibitor physically is removed from the system. This type of inhibition is characterized by the existence of an equilibrium between enzyme and inhibitor, which does not occur in an irreversible type of inhibitor. Different type of reversible inhibitors I have already told you. Let us first discuss about the number one, that is competitive or substrate analog inhibitor. Now first point in favor of competitive inhibitor. Number one, a competitive inhibitor is usually a structural analog of the substrate. Second, the chemical structure of the inhibitor I closely resembles that of the substrate S and binds to the enzyme at the substrate binding site, forming an EI complex rather than ES complex. But because it is not identical with the substrate, breakdown into products does not take place. Now the third point, when both the substrate and this type of inhibitor are present, they compete for the same binding site on the enzyme surface. Fourth, at low substrate concentration, the binding of substrate is reduced because some enzyme molecules are combined with inhibitor. Thus, the concentration of ES and hence the overall reaction velocity are reduced and Km apparently is increased. I repeat, Km apparently is increased. The fifth point, at high substrate concentration, all the enzyme molecules combine to form ES, so that Vmax is unaffected by the inhibitor. These characteristics of competitive inhibition are demonstrated by the Lineweaver-Burk plot that I have shown in the lower part of this OHP sheet, by a drawing. You see this one and your idea will be clear about the competitive inhibitor. Now the classical example of the competitive inhibition of succinic dehydrogenase by the malonate. Succinic dehydrogenase is one of the enzymes of the citric acid cycle. Succinic dehydrogenase is inhibited by malonate, which resembles succinate in having two ionized carboxyl groups at pH 7 but differs in having only 3 carbon atoms. Many drugs act as competitive inhibitors of important enzyme activities in microbial and animal cells. Another one good example is sulfonamide. Sulfonamide is an analog of PABA, that is para-aminobenzoic acid, and inhibits steroid synthetase enzymes required for the synthesis of folic acid in microorganisms. Some folic acid involved in the biosynthesis of purine and thiamine sulfonamides inhibit growth of those pathogenic organisms. The drug is non-toxic to human because human beings cannot synthesize folic acid. So sulfonamide initially was used as an bactericidal or bacteriostatic agent before the era of antibiotic and was used to treat diseases. The second one, non-competitive inhibitors. As name implies, in this type of inhibition, no competition occurs between substrate and inhibitor. Inhibitor is usually structurally different from the substrate, and it binds at a site on the enzyme molecule other than the substrate binding site, and thus there is no competition between inhibitor and substrate. You see the picture, it will be clear to you. Since inhibitor and substrate may combine at different sites, formation of both EI and EIS complexes is possible. Since EIS may break down to form product at a slower rate than the ES, the reaction is slowed but not halted. The following reactions may take place. That is, you see the picture, substrate, I have shown you by green diamond, the competitive inhibitor red diamond, and overall the action of non-competitive inhibitor. Now you see the you see the upper part of the picture where I have shown the process of non-competitive inhibitor by Lineweaver-Burke plot. Because the substrate does not compete with the inhibitor for binding site on the enzyme molecule, an increase in substrate concentration does not overcome the effects of non-competitive inhibition. Thus, Vmax is reduced in the presence of such inhibitors, whereas Km is not altered, as the Lineweaver-Burke plot demonstrates. I repeat, thus Vmax is reduced in the presence of inhibitors, whereas Km is not altered. Examples of non-competitive inhibitors. Number 1, ethanol or certain narcotic drugs are non-competitive inhibitor of acid phosphatase. One should remember this when interpreting the results of such tests. Second, trypsin inhibitors such as soybean and raw egg white inhibit activity of trypsin non-competitively. Next comes uncompetitive inhibitor. Uncompetitive inhibitor can bind only to the enzyme substrate complex. It does not have affinity for free enzyme. Uncompetitive inhibitor decreases both Vmax and Km. This form of inhibitor is rare with single substrate but more common in multiple substrate reaction. You see the picture of uncompetitive inhibitor which has been depicted through Lineweaver-Burke plot. And example of uncompetitive inhibitor is inhibition of Reagan isoenzyme, that is placental alkaline phosphatase by phenylalanine. Next comes irreversible inhibitors, of which the most important one is suicide inhibitors. These compounds are relatively unreactive until they bind to the active site of a specific enzyme. On binding to the active site of the enzyme, they carry out the first few catalytic activities of the normal enzyme reaction. Instead of being transformed into a normal product, however, the inhibitor is converted to a very reactive compound that combines irreversibly with the enzyme, leading to its irreversible inhibition. The enzyme literally commits suicide by forming this compound, which itself inhibits the enzyme. This is also called mechanism-based interaction because they utilize the normal enzyme reaction mechanism to inactivate the enzyme. I have given examples. The first one is allopurinol. Allopurinol is allopurinol, which is oxidized by xanthine oxidase to alloxanthine, that is a strong inhibitor of xanthine oxidase. As if xanthine oxidase commits suicide by forming a compound alloxanthine, which itself inhibits the xanthine oxidase. And this example is carried out or exploited in clinical medicine to treat disease like gout. Another one example is aspirin. Aspirin is based on the suicide inhibition, where arachidonic acid is converted to prostaglandin by the enzyme cyclooxygenase. Aspirin acetylates a serine residue in the active center of cyclooxygenase, and prostaglandin synthesis is inhibited and inflammation subsides. So we are discussing the irreversible inhibitor. The second one is group-specific inhibitor. These inhibitors react with specific R groups of amino acid residues of the enzyme that plays essential roles in catalysis, substrate bindings, or maintenance of the enzyme functional conformation. For example, the example is heavy metals. Inhibitor react with specific R group of amino acids of enzyme, as per example lead, mercury, etc. Actually, heavy metals, lead, mercury, etc. form tight covalent bond with essential sulfhydryl group of serine residues of the enzyme. This is the example of group-specific inhibitor. Now, the third type of irreversible inhibitor, that is substrate analog inhibitor. Substrate analog irreversible inhibitor. Substrate analogs or affinity levels are molecules that are structurally similar to the substrate. These substrate analog possesses a highly reactive group which is not present in the natural substrate. The reactive group of affinity levels covalently reacts with amino acid residues of the active site and permanently block the active site of the enzyme. For example, 3-bromoacetyl phosphate. For example, 3-bromoacetyl phosphate is a substrate analog of the normal substrate dihydroxyacetone phosphate for the enzyme triose phosphate isomerase, that is TIM. BAP, 3-bromoacetyl phosphate, binds at the active site of the enzyme TIM, that is triose phosphate isomerase, and covalently modifies a glutamic residue required for enzyme activity. Here comes the next topic, very important, that is isoenzymes. Isoenzymes. Now, isoenzymes are physically distinct molecular form of the same enzyme with same catalytic activity are called isoenzymes. They differ in their physical and chemical properties. The first characteristics, one, they are all oligomeric, and second, only polymeric forms are active. Individual subunits are not active. Now, the origin of isoenzymes. Different isoenzymes are coded by different genes. Now, distribution of isoenzymes. The distribution of isoenzymes, they are distributed in different tissues or different compartment of same cell. As per example, isocitrate dehydrogenase. there lies two types of isocitrate dehydrogenase. One is mitochondrial and another is cytosolic. Another example is salivary and pancreatic amylases. So I again repeat, isoenzymes may be located in different individuals or in different tissues in the same individual or in the different compartments of the same cell. I have given already the different examples. Now, sensitivity and stability to temperature. Different isoenzymes show different activity at different temperatures. Some lose their activity at a particular temperature. This property is used in their laboratory evaluation. For example, placental alkaline phosphatase is heat stable while liver isoenzyme is destroyed by heat. Now the electrophoretic mobility. Different isoenzymes show different mobility on electrophoresis. This is due to different molecular weight and electrical charge present on different isoenzymes. For example, LDH1 isoenzyme moves fastest and travels farthest, but LDH5 isoenzyme moves slowest and travels the least. Next, the cofactor requirement. Different isoenzymes require different coenzymes. For example, NAD plus mitochondrial isocitrate dehydrogenase, whereas NADP plus cytosolic isocitrate dehydrogenase. Now the Km values. Km values of different isoenzymes vary. For example, glucokinase high Km for glucose, whereas hexokinase low Km for glucose. Actually, we are discussing the different properties of isoenzymes. You may get isoenzyme as a short note for which I am discussing all these points. Now the inhibitor sensitivity. Different isoenzymes respond to different inhibitors. For example, glucokinase is not inhibited by the product glucose 6-phosphate, but hexokinase is inhibited by it. Isoenzymes are immunologically distinct. Since they act as distinct antigens, specific antibodies can be raised against them. Now the separation of isoenzymes. So first one, as I have already told you, that is by electrophoresis. Isoenzymes are commonly separated by electrophoresis as they have different charge and molecular weight. The second one, precipitation by specific antibodies, and then separation is another common method because isoenzymes are immunologically distinct enzymes. CPKMB, as for example, activity is routinely estimated in clinical biochemistry laboratory by this method. And the third one method of separation of isoenzyme is use of inhibitors, and that is inhibitors, or the fourth one is the temperature stability. That is, use of inhibitors or the temperature stability is also another way of approximate isoenzymes, approximate evaluation of an isoenzyme activity. And we have already told you about this one. The temperature stability, I have already discussed about the alkaline phosphatase. That is, the alkaline phosphatase of placental origin is heat stable while liver isoenzyme is destroyed by heat.